you're big, people treat you like this and that, like they don't even see you, they don't respect what you got to say, and they da-da-da-da, and you got to act this way and that way. Like, these are the facts of life. People do not take big people serious.
I promise it is not your imagination. People treat you very different when you're overweight. As someone who was skinny my whole life, then ballooned 150 pounds and spent the last 10 years fat, and now I'm relatively skinny again, I have my own opinions about this, but I'm going to leave those out and just tell you about the science. There are 3 main psychological reasons people treat someone differently because they're overweight, and most people don't even realize they're doing it. The first one is called implicit biases. Your brain is constantly creating shortcuts to analyze a bunch of information very quickly about its environment, and that environment includes people, and it develops that muscle through everything that you're exposed to: movies, advertising, culture, everything that we have that associates thinness with discipline and attractiveness. And studies show that even people who consciously reject those stereotypes still unconsciously carry those biases. Number 2 is the halo effect and the horn effect. Let's start with the halo effect. The halo effect is when you see one trait about somebody when you first meet them, and you extrapolate that trait into the rest of their life. So you see someone that's really fit and in shape, you assume that because they are disciplined in that area of their life, they are disciplined in other areas of their life. That is the halo effect. And it may not be something that you think in your mind, but it's something that pops up unconsciously when studied. The opposite of that is the horn effect. When someone is judged negatively off of a physical characteristic, it can sometimes lead you to believe that that same characteristic bleeds into the rest of their lives. Again, if you're overweight, sometimes people assume that you're undisciplined or you have bad decision making, and then they extrapolate that to the rest of your life and assume that you do that with everything that you do. Which brings me to the last one. The reason they assume that is because of attribution biases. And attribution bias is when you look at someone who's overweight and you automatically assume that they're overweight by their own choices and their own decision making. There are all kinds of factors that attribute to obesity, but your assumption about them, whether consciously or unconsciously, is that they made a decision to be that way, whether it was a bunch of micro decisions or they just don't care. None of that means that it's okay to treat someone differently because they're overweight, and none of that means that you have personally treated someone differently because they're overweight. I'm just telling you what the science says about it, and once you see it, you can't unsee it.